Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today I'm going to be talking about, again, SPAQ. You'll find my previous DD in the description below if you'd like to watch it after this one. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help the channel grow, subscribe, and leave notifications on. If you have any feedbacks or suggestions, please leave them in the comments below, as I always get to them. I'm going to go through technical analysis, news, what I think about the stock, and at any point if you feel you're missing on the technical indicators I'm using, you'll find a playlist in the description below to explain each of them and what they mean. Now let's jump right into it. Looking into a 1 week perspective here, we get to see that the ADX suggests a bit of an unstable trend or a very strong trend that might see any reversal at any point. Stock is a little bit overbought on the 1 week perspective, but what looks really bullish is the MACD here as it hits once again and the moving averages looks bullish. The unbalanced volume looks at one of its highest it's been for quite a bit, actually almost ever. That is as well bullish, and looks like on a 1 week perspective it is expected to see another 1 week off green. Now if you were to look into the 1 month 1 day perspective, we get to see here on the MACD that it's actually moving in a little bit towards a smaller histogram. Now this could be due to perhaps a red day or a shaky market in the general trend, but if we were to look at it, it's still kind of testing moving on towards a negative reversal, but it has done that quite a few times and looks like it's still on a strong uptrend. So I wouldn't worry much about this one. The average directional index suggests that there is a very strong trend, which is the positive trend. The William %R puts it at overbought, although momentum still seems to be strong, but volume is a little bit dying down. Now if we were to look at the moving averages, 10 SMA is above 30 EMA, that is bullish. The stock price is above the purple line, 50 SMA, that is bullish. The stock price is above the 200 SMA, that is bullish. So we got 1, 2, 3, and then we got 4, 5 things that are bullish, 2 bearish. Let's take a look into a 1 hour perspective. This is a little bit more if you're intra trading or you're looking perhaps to sell sometime next morning. This would be Monday. It looks like it's actually heading in towards a green market on Monday. William %R is bearish, a little overbought. Momentum is strong. Moving averages doesn't tell us much, but the stock looks overall bullish on a 1 hour perspective. If we were to look at the moving average band, it's expected to trade at 16.1 on the top and 14.36 in the middle, and on the bottom 12.97, but it hasn't been really following the moving average band for quite a bit, so I'll ignore it. Now going on towards the channel, this is the exact same channel I drew last time, and last time the channel top was around 1734, and I said that there might be a little bit of a pullback there, and it did see that kind of pullback. But the channel itself is still very much valid, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to extend it here just quite a bit, and you get to see that it is still trading on to the top of the band. That is amazing. Now the bottom of the band is around 1523, the top of the band is around 1756, and it does increase per day somewhere around, I would say, 10 cents per day. So that is a positive uptrend that we get to see here. If we were to look at Fibonacci retracements, just for the sake of finding where the supports and resistances are, we get to see that this one here looks still a little bit quite bullish. So what we get to see is that there is a Fibonacci support at the 1590 mark, and Fibonacci resistance is 1724 that it kind of tested today. If we were to look above there as well, 1915 on the other Fibonacci retracement, let's try to take a quick look into supports and resistances just to try to determine which ones are significant enough that could be considered more of a breakthrough. 1684 is a significant support that has been there for quite a bit. Below that we're looking at 1675, below that 1666, below that we're looking at 1650, and then 1634, 1602, 1589, then we're looking at around 1559, and then we're hitting the 1521 mark. If we were to look at resistance here, we're getting to see that 1693 is a significant resistance here, 1703, and then above that 1741 on multiple times, 1784, 1823, and 1851. Now another thing here that I kind of take a quick look on is that we're hitting double bottom. That's a little bit onto the 1 hour perspective, and if we were to look into the 1 month 1 hour perspective, we get to see that it kind of hits the same kind of top, but what we get to see is a really nice uptrend that we get to observe on a 1 hour perspective, so it looks quite bullish from this perspective on. Now, let's take a quick look into news and what is the latest updates on this company. Now, when it comes into news, nothing significant comes in all the way back to 11th of September. This is I've already gone through the 11th of September one, which is the meeting regarding the acquisition from Spartan Energy, but nothing seems to be significant or new beyond that point on. Latest institutional shares, it seems that on the 14th, Linden Advisors have taken out their shares, although if we remember on the 14th the price was very much close to around the 1705, and then it hit the 1824 the next morning, so it's obvious that perhaps they don't want to, they're not really concerned about timing the peak. It's just more they're fine with their investment and they're fine with the profits they made. Now, here comes in the rumors, and I'm going to put this one in the huge disclaimer that it is rumors and speculation. If you remember, in my previous video, I did mention that Fisker is in talks about obtaining the Volkswagen's platform as it was designed on the Volkswagen platform. And apparently Henry Fisker is on his way traveling to Europe, Germany, and it's on an 11-hour flight. Now, the speculations come around here. Here is what we have. He's traveling to Europe, quote unquote, not Germany, negotiating with a business deal, and it's an 11-hour flight. Now, if we were to look into where he lives, well, it says here is he lives in LA, and if we were to look into LA to Germany, if we were to look at Frankfurt, it's 10 hours and 50 plus minutes. So roughly 11 hours, and if you're considering Munich, it's around 11 hours and 15 minutes. Now, considering the Volkswagen Germany headquarters is in Wolfsburg, perhaps I don't see main Wolfsburg destination from LA straight on, especially in a pandemic. Flights are a little bit decreased in terms of numbers. So we can deduce that perhaps he is flying to either Frankfurt or Munich into a connector transit or whatnot, but there is a good possibility it is Germany. So that would be kind of good news in terms of coming in towards deals. But that's just all speculations and rumors, so just take it as that. Now, taking into what I think about the stock and how it's going to be trading, if we were to look into the exact channel that I drew before, and I'm going to be drawing it once more here, as I did the mistake of erasing it. There we go. Probably be trading it somewhere between here and there, between the 46 mark and 1517 and whatnot. But if you were to look into holding this one as an investment, it looks like it's solid. It's an uptrend, and it's still on an up channel or a trend line that hasn't been broken on the bottom here. What do you think about this ticker? Make sure you mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like. You have a wonderful day.